Yo, what's up, RTF family? So, I want to do a quick trade review of today, November 13th, Thursday, how I made $700 in 15 minutes. So, I want to give you just an insight on what I look at when looking for a trade in the morning and how I went about picking this trade and my entry and everything. So, I took a trade on Robinhood today. As you can see, the market is down, everything is selling off right here. So this is our candle right here on the 15-minute time frame. This is the candle I was in on and got that full drop, and it, continued to sell off. But how did I find this trade? For first of all, Robinhood has some news pre-market. Let's pull that up. So pre-market, I'll see that Robinhood had a partnership or deal with GoPuff to bring cash to your doorstep. So it did some partnership with this GoPuff company, right? And so I saw that news and I'm thinking, okay, Robinhood it's gonna go up, being that this was news released before the market opened. And when I looked at Robinhood, it was still down. It was pre-market was red, so it was actually negative. It was down. So I was like, okay, well, that's no sweat. Maybe I can just when the market open, I believe it's probably going to rally. It's probably going to go up. So I was really looking for 130 call here. Let me mark out my levels for the previous day so you can just see what I do. This is what I do pre-market. So this is Wednesday. This is the Wednesday wick. I'm gonna mark out my highs and lows for Wednesday. And then I'm gonna go ahead and show you. This is exactly what I do in the morning. So this is the high and the low for Wednesday. Right. So the high of it Wednesday is 133.79, the low 128.26. So I marked that out right. That's on the daily. Then I go into the 15-minute so that I could get a better look at things up close, right? So this is the range. This yellow right here is pre-market. This white is where the market starts. This is 8:30. You can see down here, 8:30 the market open, right? It's just ranging in between right here about no, actually dropped. Market open, it was at about 132, 133, so it dropped and it was trading around, I believe, 130s. Yeah, it was close to 130. Let me go to the 5 minute because I could show you a little better. All right. Yeah, so on the 5 minute, I was going to wait for the first 5 minutes to see how it played out. So first 5 minutes, it's a 5 minute candle. It opened at 130 and it dropped to 129. Now initially, like I said, I was looking for Robinhood to go up because of the news that it had. So I'm thinking, okay, it might pull, it's pulling back, but maybe it's just gonna start going up. So I'm looking at 130 calls. I'm looking at 130 calls because I'm like, okay, it can go back to 133 like it did yesterday. And I'm thinking that it was just pulling back temporarily for whatever reason. But it's important to wait that first 5 minutes out to see which direction it wants to go. So that first 5 minute candle formed, and as you can see, is a strong sell-off candle. It's a strong, solid candle. A small wick right here. A few buyers stepped up, and it was now at 129. So now I'm thinking about, okay, now if it continues below 129, it's going to sell off because this is a pretty much a level of support. This area right here, I'm looking at that as a level of support, right? So as soon as I saw that it broke under 129, which it did about right here, this is on the next 5 minute, boom, I hopped in a put, a 129 put. So I hopped in a 129 put because it broke the level of support and the overall market was bearish. So I hopped in this right here, and this is about where my entry was, a little under 129. So I wrote that down. And this, as you can see, was selling off. This is a long candle. I was on the 15 minute at this point. I think this had already formed. Anyway, let's go to the 15 minute. So this is a 15-minute candle. As you can see, it just wanted to drop, right? It just wanted to drop. So I entered a little below 129 and it dropped. And that's where I made my $700, right? I went a little heavy. As you can see, my executions. Let's see. So I bought 10 contracts. Contracts averaged, let's see, 270 each. So I paid $2,700 because I had double confirmation that it was going to drop. I had double confirmation. The overall market is bearish, and it already broke this previous support. So I knew it was going to drop. I didn't know how long or how far, but I knew that it broke that level, so it was going to drop. So I bought 10 contracts, paid $2,700, and I closed at 340. So paid $2,700 and closed with 33 or 3,400. So $700 profit. And this is how you get into these type of trades, by doing this, waiting for that first 5-minute candle to form, looking for the clear direction. Once you know a clear direction the market is going or a certain stock is going, you can easily take a trade. It's much easier to trade once you know a clear direction in which the market is going, you know. So with that being said, I really could have put a stop loss and then kept letting the trade ride out. That's one option. Or I could have sold partials. Since I had 10 contracts, I could have sold about 7, 8 of them and left 2 trailers. Actually, I should have did that. You know, I was just trying to secure profits because the market's been choppy and trading in between ranges. So once it had this breakout to the downside, I wanted to secure profits. But obviously, if I held, it would have been a crazier bag. But most likely what you should do is just sell. If you got more than one, more than likely more than three contracts, just sell a couple of them, maybe 2, and leave a trailer. I always leave a trailer, because what that can do is, look at this rundown. It dropped another $5. So that one contract would have made you way more than what you made right here, what I made right here. So it's just a way to analyze the market. And yeah, this was my trade executions. So I made a quick $700. It was really like a scalp, because I didn't know if the market wanted to reverse or whatnot. So I was really just like planning to get in and get out, and that's exactly what I did. So I was out before this candle even closed. And as you can see, it went up. It went all the way back up 127, almost 128. And then dropped again. But I wasn't about to sit through all of that, so I just got out, you know. So don't be worried about the money you left on the table and this and that, but it is strategic. More, you know, next time I would leave a trailer. I didn't even leave a trailer. Next time, leave a trailer, which is like 1 or 2 contracts if you have multiple, and then let that trade play out, and you can always put your stop loss on that contract as well, so that it'll kick you out with profit, so you won't have to, or you can put it at break even. It's up to you. But yeah, that was my trade for today. $700, less than 15 minutes. And that's what you want to do in this market. When you see a clear direction the market is going, it's so easy to trade. You really just waiting on looking for a good entry. Because imagine me trying to get in on this candle is green. I don't know if it's about to come back up and, you know, retest this level and continuation back to this previous day high. That's not an entry you really want. You know, you really want to be getting in once it breaks that previous day low, and then that's a confirmed entry that it wants to go to the downside, right? That's a long way to drop. That's almost a $2 drop right here alone. So that's a nice bag. But there is opportunity for another entry. So once you saw that it came back up and this wick right here pushed it back down, This was also another entry. You could see that it still want to sell off. So you could re-enter right here. And this was about 9, yeah, this is after 9:15. So could re-enter right here, and boom, still wrote this down. So it's just about doing about 10-15 minutes of pre-market prep work and understanding the levels, understand what you're looking for. Because like I said, it was trading in between this range, and initially I was looking for calls. So I wanted it to go, I was looking for at 130 calls. I wanted it to kind of bounce and come back up for a continuation to yesterday's highs. But instead it dropped. And so I took advantage of that. It's a nice solid red candle. And that's how you can trade. That's how you can get in and out.